you're going to have an AI face on your desk, you could also put a plant on it. This one can show if the plant
That's
needs
cute.
watering, or more light, or if it's too hot. You can show it a QR code to configure it for different plants. The Labrador Retriever is a simple robot to move things around for people with disabilities. And there are wardrobes that automatically sort clothes for people who can't be bothered. Amazon's Astro can monitor your home and let you know if it sees anyone that it doesn't recognize or hears any unusual sounds. It can be accessed remotely for video calls, and when you're home it can find you to check you get reminders, timers and messages. It can carry drinks and can be expanded to carry a blood pressure monitor or a Furbo dog camera which throws out treats. And smart toilets are promising to detect diet.
How absolutely fucking lazy do you have to be to not even be bothered to toss a treat to your dog? Seriously. I mean, I'm all for innovation and like helpful tools and stuff, but like, come on. Come on. Do I need to explain this to people, or are we all on the same page here?
And health issues. A Stanford study found that it is possible to detect signs of diseases by analysing your deposits. Of course, robots
Just
are
go to a
also
doctor
taking
for it.
jobs. This vineyard robot can work several times faster than human workers. And over 1,000 of these robots have been sold, which serve things like ice creams. Autonomous tractors can now till fields using cameras and sensors. And it doesn't even require a new tractor. An upgrade kit has been launched by one of the world's biggest farm equipment companies. Hotel robots are delivering room service, and Flippy uses AI and computer vision to cook fast food. These drones can even identify ripe fruit before picking them and dropping them into bins. They coordinate to avoid crashing into each other. Robot waiters are currently selling for around $20,000, and as the price comes down, they're going to become more common. This manufacturer of locks and hinges has started renting robots at $8 an hour. That's half the minimum wage for a worker. And look how well AI handles it.
I have some thoughts. I have some thoughts that I would like to share regarding robots and jobs and things. Okay, all right, okay. Here's the thing. All right, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture. All right, economics. All right, we all know the very basics of economics. Human beings need stuff. They get that stuff by spending money. How do they get that money? By selling drugs, of course, but also by working jobs. All right, they work under an employer. The employer gives them money to do the work. That way, they have the money to spend to get the stuff that they need. All right. If we replace people with robots and you don't have to pay the robots, how do the people make the money? Hmm? Hmm? Questions we have to ask ourselves here. Okay. Now, and like every now and then I hear somebody trying to argue that like robots won't take away jobs, and you're fucking wrong. Uh, Cause like, yeah, all right. In order to like make these robots, you need programmers, okay? And you need people to, like make the robots. But then like imagine this. Let's say you make you have a company that employs 100 people, and it's like a hardware store, okay? I don't know what hardware store would employ 100 people. This is hypothetical. You have a company that employs 100 people at your store or whatever, and you want to invest in the robots because the robots are faster and cheaper and more efficient. Okay. So obviously, yeah, you need somebody to make the robot. Well, there are already robots that make robots. All right. like most car manufacturers are like 90% robotic built. All right. So already that's out of the window. Well, what about the programming? Well, you just need to write one program. You just need to write one program for like not even 100 robots, just like 20 robots because they can all do the same job as the people but 5 times more efficient. And then once you've got that one program, well, you don't really need anything else other than like updates. So like already you've cut your workforce from 100 down to 2, 3. Let's give it a generous 5, okay? Because you need to maintain the robots, you need to upgrade the robots, but what about when the robots just update themselves? What happens when they start to repair themselves? Well, you've cut even more jobs. All right, and what the fuck are those 100 people going to do now that they have no job, right? They can't pay for food, they can't pay for rent, they can't pay for transportation, they can't pay for leisure. What the fuck do you do? All right? So, you'd have to you need one of two options. All right? One, limitation, legislature, stuff like that, laws and whatnot, limiting uh, the amount of stuff that limiting the amount of automation basically. And some companies we already have this. All right, unions have been fighting hard against corporations for trying to automate stuff. I know for one that the railways have been pushing hard for automation, or they've been trying to, and the unions are like, "Fuck you, keep our people employed." But then you have to ask yourself, well, how limited do we make it? And like, for how long can we fight this battle of, corporations versus the people? Because it's always been like that, corporations versus people. Corporates don't give a fuck about the people. So like, how long are you going to fight that battle for? And how long can you fight that battle for? Right? The other option is universal income, all right? Everybody's unemployed, nobody works, all of it is robotic, automated, AI, and everybody just gets money like every couple weeks or every month from the government. They get like a guaranteed basic paycheck. But then you have to ask yourself, well, where does that money come from? Like, it's a lot of people for that basic income. It's a lot of money. And if all these companies are just, well, I guess these companies will just have to pay them because what the fuck are they spending money on? Absolutely nothing. All their employees are robots. I don't know. We need to be very careful. We need to tread very lightly with this automated future with these AI robots. I think that's one of the things that people aren't really considering is just like how does an economy function with no paid labor? How do you do it? I don't have a perfect answer. If there was an easy answer, it would have been solved already. So, it's something to consider. Something to consider for all you robo nerds. I think, don't get me wrong, I think robots are cool as fuck. I like robots. I like the idea of flying and stuff like that. But like how far do you go? And at the same time, like you know, we develop these robots to make everything so easy and convenient, and like 10 years of that, and like 99% of the population is obese, overweight, can't do shit for themselves, being crushed just by the sheer existence because nobody like takes care of themselves because they got robots to do everything for you. Robots to clean your clothes, robots to walk your dog, robots to mow the lawn. What are you even doing at that point? You got virtual reality that's much better than your real life, so there's no point in going outside. Jesus Christ. I sound like an old man yelling at clouds, but seriously, think about it. Think about it. Anyway,
Extremely difficult question